Hello, we're here today with Jenny and Rebel Mama, or Jody, and thank you for coming on board. Well, this is our part 2 series of our body movement sequencing with a Feldenkrais practitioner, which is Jenny. So thank you for coming on again today, Jenny. If you saw our last video, it was all about sitting into our body and just being body aware of how we were sitting in our chair and if we were even or not. And Jody just had another further interest into it. So she came on board today just to ask Jenny a few questions.
Yeah, absolutely. I know what I've learnt lately is that so much is connected throughout the entire body and one thing affects another. And I just love to hear a little bit more about, we're on this gut healing mission. So I would love to hear any more tips or anything things that we can do that are quick at home that may be able to help us along in the journey.
Yeah, perfect. Great question. And what I love and what we're going to practice today is something that can be done so easily at home. And for a lot of people, it can be a missing piece to have that body awareness and starting to tune into the body, particularly if we've been through times of pain or tension or disease, illnesses. There's often accumulated tension that's almost unconscious, that we don't even realize we walk around with every day.
Yeah.
So what's really powerful is to start this gentle process of tuning in and finding almost aspects of ourselves that we've had to shut off or numb out from due to pain or tension. So I thought it would be amazing to run us through a very simple technique that everybody can try at home, that in my experience really helps to just open and free the spine, the ribs, the lungs for breath, the gut, all of that tension that we tend to hold just as human beings trying to function in everyday modern life, to be able to easily and gently start to unravel some of that. So if that sounds exciting, I thought we would use the opportunity that we've got Andrea there with a massage table right behind her and ask Andrea to actually jump up on the table and demonstrate something.
I know you'll know if I have my pajamas on or not.
You wouldn't be alone, Andrea. So I'm going to ask Andrea to lie on her side. And for those of you watching this, feel free to try this as well, even just lying on the floor. And place a pillow between your knees, perfect. And if you're at home on the floor, you might like to have something under your head. Sometimes I even grab a cushion, a lounge cushion, or even a rolled up towel or piece of clothing to just prop under my head. And Andrea, if you'd be willing to have your arms out in front of you, one hand on top of the other. That's it. So her knees, you can see her knees are bent. So her hips are bent and her knees are bent, and she's comfortably lying there with a pillow between her knees and arms outstretched. And now if you can begin to take that upper arm up towards the ceiling, Andrea, and in the direction of behind yourself, only as far as feels comfortable and easy, and then come back again. And continue to do that. Do that a number of times, just sensing for the movement in your shoulder. So what happens there is the shoulder blade starts to slide around the ribs there, and you might be able to sense that. And continue to do that and notice how the ribs respond to this movement, whether there's any tension or tightness. And this time, I'd like you to actually follow the hand with your eyes and your head as you take the arm back behind yourself. And just notice whether, and we can see it, whether that makes a difference in the movement. Come back again. Only ever go with these movements, only ever go as far as feels comfortable and easy. Because by staying in our range of comfort and ease, that range actually expands by itself without pushing or forcing. And that's a really powerful lesson in life, I think. So just a couple more times, Andrea, and begin to notice as well whether your pelvis comes along for the ride, whether as you open that arm and allow that arm to go backwards, whether the ribs, because they're connected there, start to pull the pelvis, and even the knee, that upper knee might slide backwards slightly. And we can see in Andrea this lovely lengthening as she twists open that's starting to happen. And then have a little pause and just feel the effect of that as you're lying there.
I can feel that my top arm is actually longer than my bottom
Okay.
arm now.
Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. And when I was stretching, I could feel just little points where there was tension maybe being held. And it was just it was very gentle, but actually quite a relaxing, nice release actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And could you feel that each time you did that, more of you was happy to go along for the ride?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so that's the beautiful thing. Now, if you'd be willing to just roll onto your back, Andrea, and just tell us what it's like now lying on your back, and just sensing how you connect with the table and any differences between right and left.
I feel like my right side, more of it has contact with the table, and that, especially in the pelvis, my left feels higher off the table even.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a weird feeling, isn't it?
I don't know, and I feel like I want to go over and do the other side and make it even.
Yes. That's very normal, because the left side is now a bit jealous of the right side, you see. And the left side saying, I want what she has.
Yeah. Wow.
So if you'd like to, let's do that. Just roll over onto your right side and we'll quickly even you up. So again, with your pillow between your knees, make sure your knees are a little bit bent up. That's it. Then in that way, you're not having to use your core to hold yourself in position. That's it. And begin to take the arm gently backwards. And for the first couple of times, I just invite people to try it without incorporating their eyes and head. And then after you've gotten a feel for that, then involve the head and the eyes and just feel how that changes the movement. And immediately we can see that Andrea her shoulder blade slides backwards a little more easily when her eyes and head go along for the ride. And focus on those ribs just below the shoulder blade. So if I was with you, that's where I'd be putting my hands. The ribs just around underneath the shoulder blade. Feel how they can turn and open and allow the shoulder to come back even a little bit further. And
you can see every time it's getting further and further.
Yeah. It's interesting, isn't it?
And
allow your
hands are even.
Right. Oh, they are?
Yeah, the length is evened out.
Okay.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I feel the same now. I feel even.
There you go.
Look at
That's
that.
so good.
Wow. That
And
was
so easy.
Thank you, Jenny.
So quick and easy. And just stand up, Andrea. Just stand and sense your weight into the ground. Sense your feet. Sense the two sides of you. And just whether you feel a little more grounded or connected to the earth after doing those very simple movements.
Yeah, definitely. My feet feel, definitely heavier and connected to the ground. But also just like because I've been having lots of pain around here, I just feel release. Like, yeah. Wow, that's great.
Oh, that's so good.
Often. That's so good.
Every day, in fact.
Yes, every day. Oh, thank you, Jenny. That's great.
Pleasure. And I just want to make the connection for the people who are watching this too. When all of that frees up, you can bet as well that the whole area around the belly also is a lot freer, which just helps to improve digestion, everything. It's all connected.
Yeah.
through the lungs, the openness to breathe, all connected to digestion.
And your posture and stuff would surely benefit from all that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh,
amazing.
Yeah, thank you, Jenny. That was so lovely. Thank you. Well, I can't wait to see what you bring next week.
Oh, good. How will I top this one?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, thank you for taking time out today to teach us that. It's going to be very helpful every day, I suppose, for everyone in our gut healing group. So thank you very much.
My
Yes.
pleasure.
Thank you, Jenny,
for asking the question.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.